Yeah, I was just telling you how noticing the things on Yom Tif and the benching and other things that are like given more attention and how um wholesome and holy and just good that feels, and like how good it feels to be like the parents, and especially seeing it from you as the masculine, the father, like, no, sit back down. We're gonna do this. You're gonna and seeing the way you're taking leadership also, and like, putting your arm around Yaakov and just bringing the energy, like just staying with it. Like even when it gets a little hard, not letting your kids' difficulty influence the order or the routine or the spirituality or whatever it is, and just having like sticking with the vision, sticking with the desire. So really, like that was for sure like a highlight for me of Yom Tif. It's just like all sitting around and like doing benching together, like slowly and just like energetically, and Emanuela, and just like getting in on it and just seeing like in general the way that we've been doing our meals, and like everybody has to bench and clear before we do dessert, and like it's so much easier to take the like lazy way out, or the don't, or you and I are deep in conversation. It's like, yeah, yeah, just take your icy, have fun. Like just like not be root in the routine, not be so like, stick with the I don't know what the like the Seder, I guess, like there is a meal, there is a Seder, we have it. And to like kind of be flexible, and just be comfortable, and how it feels so good to stick with the Seder and like stay with, obviously we have a lot of flexibility in our home. But where there can be some sense of order and just sticking with it despite it taking longer. Like it's just that's where everything is. And I've been like seeing that in my own parenting, how like the little things that it's so easy to be like, oh, it's not a big deal, let it go, like cut corners, you're already taking care of multiple kids at a bedtime, like just let certain things slide because it's not that big a deal. How like actually those small things are like everything in the home, and that they create the energy for like they actually are the big things. Like they seem small, like little things. Like I'm trying to think of an example, but um where it's like so easy to let it go. Obviously I said like just take your ICU, bench leader, like not do it in the order, like how it's such a gift when you do it. You're actually like you're preventing like difficulties, and also like you're creating such a good foundation for everything. And like, in fact, none of the bigger problems or struggles have to exist when you enforce some of the smaller things. So it like seems small, but it's like actually like such a protection almost for like your home. It's like I just been seeing it my own ways, because I also had like a therapy session recently where I saw my own inner child and how I would overwhelm my mother, then she wouldn't make me do things, and how what that did to me, and then also how that actually influences my parenting, like not being able to like be the mother sometimes and be like, no, obviously if your kid's not putting your seatbelt on in the car, you're like, no, put your seatbelt on, like that's not going to fly. But if they're doing something that's like whatever, like it's like, obviously every person has their own which things are important and values and which aren't. But if they are, don't let it go because your kid's just whining. And it's like something like it's easy to let it go because it's like not that big a deal, but like it is a big deal. Like it's it take like when the kids see that you are like you are enforcing something, and you did it with like so much love and presence. And I also think that's also very important. It's like we were doing it with them. We're not just like dictators, like, oh, go do this, but it's like a collaborative, like this is what we do in our home. I'm doing it, you're doing it, we're all doing it. And yeah, like there was a certain child, you're like, yep, come back to the table. And like it would be easy to be like, oh, he's just like having a hard time, then we'll go just like sit on the like, no, like bring it back into like stay with it, and like I just see energetically, and especially because that's like in a specific place of healing that I've been, how like that's everything. Like, that's just everything. Like, it's just like, forget about like bonding and forget about like parenting and school. Like, just like, it's like everything is like those moments where it's so easy to just be like Hefker, but you stay with the Seder of it and you stay with the intentionality and you like see it through to closure with presence. It's like, it's so, I don't know what the right word is. Like, I'm saying beautiful, but it's more than that. It's like so cosmic and it's just so yeah, I have a lot of gratitude to you for just the way that I feel like you showed up this Yom Tif and like really just like not lazy, I guess. Like that's like it's just like not taking the easy ways out, like just like, just like just being like a good parent, right? Like we're not yelling at the kids and we're not pitting the kids and we're not, like there's like ways that we're like, yeah, you could be a good parent. And there's like that like next level where like you're it's like another level of consciousness that you're stepping into. It's like, like it's like you could totally sleep well at night with your parenting. Otherwise, it's like you're not doing anything wrong and you're showing up well. But then there's another level where like you just know that like you were in like integrity as a parent. Like you did like your highest for like what you were called here to do, you know? Not that you like did the bare minimum and you got by and like no one could have any complaints, but it's like you did your and how like that's just I see and feel like energetically how that gives to the home, how that gives to the kids, how that gives to me, how it gives to yourself essentially, because it's an energy. And when you're in that energy, then you call in that energy around you of like, you know, big playing energy, whatever it is. Like you're on that frequency of like, I don't just do bare minimum. I don't just like kind of sleepwalk. And like, of course, like I'm a conscious parent. Of course, I would never, like, of course, I'm like awake to my kid's feeling, but like, are you really the level that you are on really stepping into like your shoes, I guess, like filling your shoes as is that the expression? What's the expression? As like a father, are you really am I, filling my shoes as a mother or am I like doing better than my mother and like feeling good about myself, And I really feel like this Yom Tif, I've been feeling it for myself too, of like ways that I've been stepping more into like my achrayas, like my mission and not like giving myself the easy way out. And I really felt it from you this Yom Tif, and I'm just like, it's so wholesome, feels so good. Thank you. It's everything I ever wanted.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, baby. I felt it too. And it didn't feel like trying. It was just the energy that I was in for myself. I was in my own self energy, feeling alive, feeling tapped in, feeling more part of the stream of life, like just a little bit more part of the flow, a little less armored, more humble. So where there's humility, there's less resistance. And then I could just be carried in the flow of energy that's already there and offered to us and in the structure of Yom Tov and the structure of Shabbos. So coming off of my Israel trip and just spending this time with my friends and meeting new people and seeing all these organizations and seeing how people live in such service to one another in Israel, um, just gave me a lot of energy. It was humbling to see and witness, and it was also just energizing and inspiring. And again, I'll say humbling. It's just like seeing how people live their lives in total dedication and in total service to others. And just with so much humility and so much reverence and so much devotion. I tapped into that energy within myself. And yeah, coming home, it wasn't even like a conscious decision, like, oh, I'm going to do Yom Tov differently or, you know, It's interesting because before I left, I think you mentioned it, and then I don't remember if it was Yaakov or Yosef, but one of the kids also said, like, "Oh, you're coming home right before Shavuos, so you're gonna be jet lagged, you're gonna be tired,
Mhm.
drowsy all of Shavuos." And I feel like it was one of my most awake and present Yom Tovs and Shabbosim in a long time. So going away, spending time with friends, leaving you, my wife, leaving my children, leaving work, if I could call it that, because I feel like actually going there is my work. But considering what my work actually is, which is really all energy.
Travel is my work. Vacation is my work. Whatever.
Yeah. So there could be this like thought that like it's a detour, it's a distraction,
Mm,
and there's wisdom to that. Like it's not wrong, right? Um, but it's really a matter of intentionality and where I'm placing myself in that surface movement, right? Like I moved geographical coordinates from home to Israel, and that could be a going away, it could be a leaving, it could be a vacating, right? Vacation comes from the word to vacate. It could be a vacation. It could be a vacating of what's important and what's sacred. Or it can be an occupying, a bathing in what's sacred. So it's really about intentionality. It's not about the geographical coordinates. It's about where's your consciousness. And I remember checking in just very deeply with myself before I left. Um, in the face of your
mhm,
fears and opposition, and knowing that that's what it was for me, and following through with it. And that's exactly what I received. It was, you used the word before, cosmic. It was cosmic, and it still is. Really, really, it was a soul journey, and it was a portal and an opening, and many openings within the opening, and it's like a parting of the clouds, like
mm,
a crystal clarity and a seeing and awakening to, and the best way to describe it is just like it's a seeing. You know, it's like you get to see with your eyes what might be a dormant philosophical notion in your mind.
mm,
You get to actually see it with your eyes playing out in real time and clothed in flesh and bones and cloud
mm,
and sky and earth and sand. Like what you need to see, what I needed to see. And
mm,
so the energy that you were feeling when I came back home wasn't even like, okay, like I was away and now be present. Or um or I went away and like I understood something, like I had an insight and then I took that insight and now I'm integrating it, like I'm gonna show up as a better father.
yeah, like you witnessed something in someone's home and you were inspired, you're like, "Let's try this out."
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just me being in
mhm,
self energy.
which is really what
And
it's all about anyways.
right. And when I'm in self energy, the nature of having a center of gravity, which means being in yourself, is that you are going to shape and shift the environment around you. Like another way to say it is like there is no environment around you. There's only you. And so as you shift your energy, the entire universe around you shifts with you. And that's why there wasn't so much resistance with the kids. It
Mhm,
wasn't a fight. It
mhm,
wasn't like I was in my own zone, they were in their own zone, and then there was this like objective truth or this objective value of a way to be around the Shavuos table, around the Shabbos table, or how to be a family, or how to have cohesion. And then it's like, okay, I as the father feel responsible to
mhm.
enact or to implement or to
As the
enforce.
authority.
Yeah, as the authority figure or as the leader, quote unquote, in this space, like I have to implement these objective values.
Mm,
Kids feel that. They know that. They're like, you're not in it, but you're just trying to lord this religious value or this You have some sort of fear or insecurity that your
Mm,
family isn't adhering to or abiding by or living out this original vision you had. So you had an original vision, but now you're not in it. You're not energetically in it, but you're just enforcing something that you once had in your mind upon
mhm,
us in real time, living, breathing, morphing creatures. That's abuse. But
mm,
when you are in that energy and we can feel your energy,
mm,
then it's contagious. We're in your force field. And it's not that we don't want it and you want it and we acquiesce our will to your will as our father. We want it too. It's what you're alluding to. You're like, we want the structure. We want the stricture. We want
mhm.
the Seder. We want
But we're
the
floundering without it, whether we are aware of it or not. There's
right,
something we're not anchored.
right. Yeah. And so even the one our one kid who left the table for benching, right? And I called him back. He wasn't leaving because he didn't want to bench. He very much so wanted to bench. What he was testing was, do you really love me? Like, is this about benching or do you really care about me? You know, um, I really want to bench, but I want to bench in the embrace of my father's love and energetic leadership. But I don't know right now if this time is one of the times that you're just enforcing the objective routine, right? The objective value of sitting around the table and benching, or you're really trying to embrace me energetically with your love. And part of that is to teach me
Mhm,
gratitude, to
mm,
teach me mindfulness after we eat. So he
patience.
left and is like, okay, is dad just gonna like let me just
Mhm,
leave? Does he, is this, does he even care? And even though he didn't get his way per se, because his way was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not with you guys in on it. I'm not in on it with you guys. But he came back and he felt safer and he was happier. Like, wow, there's a captain of this ship. There is a captain of this ship, and he cares for every single one of his sailors. He's not abandoning any one of us. He's pulsating with energy and he's including us in it. And when there's resistance to his energy, he's not taking it personally.
mhm.
When there's resistance to his energy, he's not saying there's an objective truth and you need to match yourself up to this objective truth. He's calling me in with love. It was firm
Mhm.
love. And it was like without hesitation and apology. And children feel that. Right? They don't want to be in control. They want to have parents.
Yeah, totally. So beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. It,
Yeah, I was thinking about it more, like, as you're talking, like, because we were all benching together and, like, um, slowly and, like, it felt like a ceremony, like, it felt like its own thing in and of itself. It wasn't, like, to get to dessert or to finish the meal or, like, this thing we have to do that we're, like, doing. It was, like it felt very p there was presence, and it felt so good for me because that's really where I'm trying to it's how I'm trying to lead my life and how I'm trying to live, which is like and I see how it's connected to everything, which is like, first of all, like stop rushing. Like, where are you trying to get to? Like, there's nowhere that's like better than now. And like, just presence and slowness and connection. Like, there's opportunity for like pleasure in everything. It's not like we bench because we had the pleasure, right? The food was the pleasure. The food
mm,
was like the delicious pleasure. Now we do this thing to like this thing we have to do or this thing we do that like and yeah, like we sort of believe in it and it's like this closure to the and it's this container and it's gratitude and blah blah blah. But like it's sort of like our like energetic orientation towards it is like some people are just like mumbling it quickly. Like it's just like some people don't do it at all, whatever the range is of it, but like or they're doing the shortest version or whatever. But like that there is the pleasure in that the gratitude in and of itself, like, is also the pleasure. And then the dessert is also the pleasure. And then the, you know, conversation after is also the pleasure. Like how like everything is pleasure. Everything can be pleasure. Everything can be something to sink into. Okay. That everything is something to be in and to like take a breath in because my nervous system is like always rushing and always has this urgency. And what I'm noticing through my healing journey is like, but like what am I actually like, what am I rushing to? And then I get to this thing that I was like waiting for, and like it's anticlimactic, or it's just I'm having anxiety anyways at this thing that I'm like urgency rushing for. And I notice it all the time. And I just like, I practice like just like pausing and like taking a breath. I mean, like cooking for Shabbos, that is a thing. It's not cooking for Shabbos so that on Shabbos I can have food. Like, how can cooking for Shabbos be its own ceremony, its own thing? Like, it's not about like suffering, suffering, suffering. Tense, 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 tense nervous system, anxiety, anxiety, panic, like rush, 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 rush to then what? Rush, rush, rush your kids off to school urgency to then what? To then sit down and relax. Like, what's the point? Like, for me, a very big part of my healing and also why I want to spend our summer differently and is like, I'm not interested in the urgency and the rush and the way that we live our lives, which is like a lot of like stress and rushing. And I already shifted a lot of that, like where I don't rush the kids in the morning and I don't like, where it's just like there's a lot more spaciousness because I realize like the urgency is killing me. And so, yeah, the benching was like, it was so regulating and it felt so like just no rush to it. And that like was so soothing to my nervous system. And I felt like the soothingness to our whole home and the lesson in that, like the teaching in that, like to not the teaching like consciously, but the teaching in our kids' system. Like that's what I was saying. It's the little things like that could avoid years of therapy. Like that benching and just doing it with presence, like is everything. Like solves all the problems. Like, or you could rush, 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 rush. And then you're like, what? You're rushing your kids to their therapy appointment. You're rushing this, you're rushing that. You're like, you're missing the whole healing that there already is if you just are with what is. Like there's already, I don't know if like you get what I'm saying, but like there's so many like opportunities for all the things if we just created a little more space and we're present in everything that we have. Instead, there's like urgency, 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 rushing all the time. And then it like creates this like catapult effect of like not okayness. And how, especially because of like where I've been with my healing, and I just feel it so strongly. Like it just felt so like medicinal and like just, and yeah, not done with like it was just so organic because obviously you like what you're saying about being in self energy, like that's really what it's all about. And that's why all healing work is really like I'm saying all healing work for your kids and like all parenting work is really just healing work, you know? Um, and I've said this before, and like it's just you could focus on your kid's problem or you could just look at where it's triggering you. Like it's just all you are the energy. You are manifesting everything. You have so much power as a parent. But not power as a dictator, but power as being your own true leader, and inspiring. And yes, sometimes enforcing, but not enforcing from a place like you're saying of like, this is what has to be done because, you know, how could I let there be people not listening to me? More just like, no, like I want you to be part of this ceremony because I love you, you know? And whatever the ceremony is, a ceremony of brushing your teeth before bed, like whatever it is, like it's not like
Mm.
we do it how many times a day do you brush your teeth? Twice, maybe 3 times a day, like, we're it's not like this, like, rush it's like everything could allow some breath. Everything is an opportunity to just it's life we're doing. If you can't find some form of, like, meditation or pleasure or something in all the routines you do daily, like, you're missing it. You're missing the whole life because most of our life are these things. And yes, hopefully we do have exciting travel and experiences and play and amazing food, but like also not just saving pleasure for the highlight reel, but also finding it in everything. And I think that was a big lesson for me, like this Yom Tov, because it was very simple, but really beautiful. And um, forget exactly what I was saying. Yeah, I just like, I feel like it's teaching the kids all of these like really, really beautiful life lessons of like patience and taking our time and responsibility of the clearing. Like, it's not like clearing because, like, I don't want to do all the work. So help me clear the table, you know? But it's like, because I love you, because I want you to have these skills. It's like, it's not right to give your kids the easy way. Hey, yeah, just take that easy, have fun. Like, you almost, like, for me, I used to be like a good parent. I'm not like burdening my kids. But like, I've had a shift where I realize like I'm like taking away all of these opportunities for these teachings that they're going to have to now learn. They're going to have to learn them, but it's going to be much harder because it wasn't done in this like embrace a natural way of like teamwork and family and helping out and all these things. Um, and yeah, I feel like, because we had, when our oldest was born, he had a lot of resistance. So I for sure, well, first of all, from my own natural tendencies from my own upbringing, but then having to really adapt to having an extremely defiant child where anytime you ask them to do anything, there's a massive, massive meltdown, explosion, chaos that lasts hours. So I learned to like tiptoe around like asking things, and I really feel like because our family has come so full circle with so many things, that like there's like space and then my own healing of like stepping out of that, and like doing some repair of like all the years that we kind of did like let things slide because we're like, it's not worth the blowout. It's not worth but like now stepping back into like filling our shoes, stepping back into our roles. So it's really, really healing. And yeah, I see how directly related it is to you going away. And as you were talking, I was thinking about certain conversations that I had with people um, and relatives who were like, "Yeah, I would love to come, do a um, like a psychedelic journey or do a certain healing thing. But like, I cannot leave my wife right now; like she would just fall apart, And I was just thinking how like how many gifts I got from you going away, and like I really didn't want you to go and I was really nervous about it. And, and I know that, I mean, this could be a whole nother episode, but I know that you were really listening to everything I was saying and you were checking in with how that really felt for you, and you still felt like it was the right thing to do to go. And so you went and like, it's like, I feel almost like silly that like I was only seeing like 10 steps ahead or one step ahead and I was trying to control and I was feeling my fears and I was like, this is why you shouldn't go. And I had some good excuses or reasons, but like I was seeing it so like narrow and like, it's like, yeah, okay, even if it would have been like the hardest week of my life, like for you not to go somewhere that would be serving you and you come back, like, not that you have to come back a different man. But anytime I think a man makes a choice, already in you choosing to go, you already stepped into another frequency. Already you choosing to go despite me not wanting you to. Forget Israel, you already leveled up. And it's like anytime a man goes away and chooses himself, if it's truly aligned, not an escape, not like, running away, but chooses something that feels aligned for him, he's going to come back with so many gifts for the family, like energetically, because and like, and I know I've told these people, like, she'll be fine. Like, I'm like, what? Like, you don't understand. Like, you going and doing this for yourself will be, your wife will benefit, your kids will benefit, your family will benefit. Like, what are you actually worried about? Like, what are you worried about? Like, does she have Hatella's number? Okay, so go. Like, what are you actually worried about? Like, she's not going to be okay. Like, what does that mean? Like, I was like challenging them. Like, what does that mean? Like, she's not going to be okay. Like, does she have Hatella's number? Like, what are, like, just in case of emergencies? Like, what? Like, she's going to have what's going to happen, And like, I know it was not really like an actual danger situation, but I know that women can have resistance to their husbands going away or actually be really struggling with being left with the responsibilities or the kids, or if they're not in a good emotional state. And like also how just like having experienced our own mini version of that, this past week, it's like how I'm trying to think of the best way to say it, but like how, you know, we don't realize or the men don't realize or whatever, like we're just it's like staying small. It's like contraction. Don't go. Contraction. Contract with me here. And while like it feels safe, it's like if you knew that like there was $1 million on the other, like if you knew like what was waiting for you or what the gifts were or what the blessings were like after that hard, however hard it is, like it's like what are you actually holding on to? Your heart. You're holding on to like your struggle. It's like just if you knew, you know, and I guess like I don't know. I guess it's like who am I really speaking to? Like the man or the woman? Because I think the woman, like, it's maybe not our job to know. You know what I mean? It's our job to just want, like, to be like, no, don't go. But I guess more on the man. And this is what I was like, even thinking, like, I was speaking to a man in this situation. He was like, no, I can't go. So, like, to that person, it's like, if you knew, like, you think you're gifting your wife, you're not. Like, you're keeping everybody small. You're keeping, if you knew, like, the power of, like, your expansion and what that will do to your entire family, like, you're actually, like, you're, it's just like fear or, like, I don't know exactly what, but, like, you're not saving anyone, you know? And yeah, like, I feel like a woman, like, makes like, the way we were, like, just talking about Yom Tov, like, a woman, like, does so much for the home and, like, creates, like, such a foundation, right? Like, whether it's, like, practically with, like, the food, the this, the that, like, it's, like, bringing in Yom Tov or any day, but, like, just thinking about Yom Tov and the man, like, his they want the man that they desperately crave is a man to show up in the self energy. You know, it's like I created this whole stage for your self energy to now come, like, penetrate the home. And when they don't, I feel like it's, like, so devastating. Like, it's like you might not even be aware of, like, they might not even be doing anything wrong, but there's, like, friction and there's, like, upset and turn off and frustration because you're like, I created the scene for you to come and you're coming in here, like, slumping in, like, sort of, like, half asleep, and it's like even if you're not doing anything wrong, like, we feel it, and it's like when you said, like, I was in my self energy, I was like, yeah, like, that's what a woman and the kids, everyone wants from a husband. It's like, come with yourself, you know? Even if that means you have to be away longer to come actually with yourself, even if that means you have to what do you have to do to, like, come? I don't need, like, a blob. I don't need, like, a physical man. Just I want, like, a king, you know? A man who's, like, here, be here, you know? And, like, I feel like so many people or so many relationships, like and I know for sure for us, it was like, well, what's really going on? What's so bad? Why do you need to get separated? Why do you get divorced? You know? And obviously there were things that were really hurting me, but also it's like sometimes it's a subtle thing. It's like you're not freaking awake. Like, what do I need this for? Like, I'm doing all my work as a woman, and then like you're not in your self energy. Like that's really, really it's like a suffering, you know? It's like not and you can't even really put your finger on it, or you don't really have anything to complain about because you're not doing anything overtly wrong. But it's like a man's achrayas to just like find himself and then bring himself and be himself, you know? Um, and I really, really felt that. And just, yeah, like if you would have, you know, I really didn't want you to go for many reasons. And we could get into that in another episode. But and I was like coming back Erev Shavuos, like, what is this? Like, what is this like you know, I'm supposed to do everything and I'm just putting on Shavuos and you're just like showing up from the airport, like after your vacation, like here for Yom Tov. Like I was like, it was bringing up stuff in me. I mean, lots of stuff, but it's like, hell yeah. Like, oh my God, just what do I need? I don't need your help, you know, like I don't need your help. And I know I've said this to you many times before and you're like, what time do you want me home on Friday? Or what time, you know, and I'm like, I want you. Like, what time could you be home? Like, I don't need your help. I love your help, and I love when you cook in the kitchen with me or you help me on Erev Shabbos. But like, I don't need it. I'll figure it out. What I want is like your energy. So like, when are you going to be available to like give to me from you? Like, if you're coming home earlier and then you're like on your phone and you're distracted, like, well, I don't need that. Like, when are you here? That's what I want. And like, I really, really like felt that even more. Like, like I mean, please don't, but, like, God bless you, like, go away before I preemptive, you know what I mean? Like, if this is what it means that you come home and you're here, like, yeah, is it really hard? It is hard, but, like, is it totally worth it? Like, fuck yeah. So, thank you again for leaving me despite my best efforts,
Mhm,
my
mhm.
best persuasion skills, and for just coming back a fuller man.
You're welcome, baby. You really did pull out the stops.
I did.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that you did, because that allowed me to really fully choose myself, and it helped me to crystallize for myself why I was going, and that helped me to have the trip that I had. So, it's not that I was fully awake and conscious, and I was gonna go and have that trip no matter what, with or without your resistance. Your resistance, you playing your role and playing it damn well, helped me to formalize or formulate, crystallize my consciousness. I entered in with that intention. I penetrated my experience with that consciousness. And that's why I had the trip that I had and I came back the way that I did. So it wasn't like your system was freaking out, even though it was, but I'm saying it's not like it was like this unfounded, not based in anything real, like you're just totally tripping. No, you were seeing things and feeling things, and you were being honest with what your body was experiencing, and you were sharing it with me. Yes, in a way of fear. Yes, in a way of insecurity. Yes, in a way of resentment and anger. All true. And that resistance and that pulling away from giving me the permissions and the approvals actually creates the space for me as a man to be able to choose myself.
Yeah.
Which, as you're saying, the only thing you really want is to have a man who is a man, which means a man who chooses himself. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll also say just that because I know, and I think this is important, but, like, because I know that you do take what I'm saying into consideration, and because in the past there have been times that or I can think of one specific time where you had plans to go somewhere, and I asked you not to, and I was really, feeling really not okay about it, and it's the time when I was pregnant with Emanuela and extremely nauseous and really, really feeling, like, really not okay with you leaving me, and you had never left me for Shabbos before, and there were other kid dynamics, and there were other things, and I had stayed up all night convincing you not to go, and then you said, you're like, "I'm still committed to going," and then, um, I woke up the next morning and you were still home, and I was like, "Did you miss your flight?" And you're like, "No, I chose not to go." And I freaked out a different way because I was like, "Oh my god." But, um, but I remember that because and I remember we spoke about it after, and you're like, "You didn't convince me not to go." Like, you shared with me everything you shared with me, and I still felt like I was gonna go, and then I really checked in, and I actually felt like, "No, it's actually much more important for my process and for me as a man to actually stay with you right now." And we're not gonna get into all the details of it. I'm sure you can share a lot about it and, like, teach a master class on this, actually, this concept, because it's like you've been through a lot of this, and it's really, really, like, nuanced, but so deep and profound and powerful. And so, like, with this trip, I was really trying to, like, convince you, guilt you, slightly shame you, manipulate you a little of, like, why this is a terrible idea and you're being stupid if you go and irresponsible, not providing for me, and I don't feel safe, and you're creating just, like, so much, like, I was just really tried to convince you not to go. And I saw that when I was talking to you, like, you were listening, and I wasn't even sure. I was like, maybe you're gonna see that what I'm saying is true and you're not gonna go. And then you still went. And, I had the safety of I had the safety of knowing that I knew you weren't going to not give in to me. Like, I knew you were going because you had chosen to still go. Like, it's not like I was saying no and you're like, "Talk to the hand," you know what I mean? Like, I just like, "Leave me be, woman, I'm doing my thing," you know? Like, you were like you received my things. I knew you heard me, so I knew that if you still decided to go, even with everything, like, I was like, "Wow," like, you first of all, like, it makes me feel safe to complain because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, I'm not gonna influence you unless it's you feel like it's truth. I'm not just gonna be like you're not just like my puppet that I'm like, 'Go, don't go, go, don't go,'" which, like, even though I was trying to get you not to go, it felt so safe to know that you still can make that choice despite, like, really, like, despite my best efforts, and, really proud of you, honestly, because it was some skilled I feel like it was really good tactics I was pulling on you, like, really all the stops. Not all the stops, but really, like, in with whatever aligned with, like, still my healthy version of self, like, nothing psycho, but, like, really, like, subtle, some shaming and blaming and pulling all the keywords of, like, scaring you. And it's just, like, I'm very impressed, and it feels so safe because 'cause I'm like, "Oh my god," like, "You don't get swayed by me." And I guess that, like, I feel like more of myself could be in your containment because if you didn't go stop not go after what everything I said and did, then, like, wow, I could really play around here with all these parts.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, love that. Beautiful baby. Yeah, thank you for both the resistance and for the receptivity and for expressing, articulating your understanding and your appreciation and your reception of the gifts that were all wrapped in the very thing that you were kicking and screaming you didn't want.
Yeah. Your ability to do that, to do both, but especially to do the gratitude and the articulation of the appreciation after being in that first mode is really something really special. Yeah, really, really, really special. And had I only had the resistance and you were unable or unwilling to so full-heartedly express your gratitude and articulation of what it is that you had received, I would have been totally okay, and I would have felt it, and I would have known it, Mm,
and I would not have needed any direct validation
mm,
from you whatsoever, because that's what I was doing when I was choosing myself. I was choosing myself. Now I'm choosing myself, and she'll come around. She'll
mm,
realize
mm,
it's not dependent, contingent in any way, shape, or form on you getting it. In fact, the choosing of myself was actually dependent and contingent on you not getting it. It's
mhm,
the only way I was actually able to choose myself.
mhm.
So all of that would have been totally fine with me and would have been there, but how fucking beautiful and awesome that I'm married to a woman who can express it to me and say it to me and not be burdened by shame that you were in that mode. So how could you now give me this? Right? Because then that what does that mean? What does that say about where you were and what you were seeing and what you weren't seeing? And what does that mean? Who you are relative to who I am and your growth and my growth and right, just get into shame and block you from actually experiencing gratitude. Block you from actually experiencing. Let's put gratitude aside. Gratitude is secondary. Gratitude is just the expression or the
Like
feeling that
actual
you're
gifts.
having, right? But that you allowed yourself to actually receive the gifts.
Yeah.
And then to gift yourself with articulating it and expressing it to me at length, so beautifully, so eloquently, so sincerely, so
Mm.
truly. How beautiful. How beautiful for you. How beautiful for me. I receive it. The love feels so good. And so, yeah, thank you for receiving my fullness. Thank you for receiving my truth. And thank you for reflecting it back to me. Just essentially, thank you for being receptive to the fullness that is me, to me choosing me.
Mm.
It's beautiful. You're beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't my plan. My plan was to be really cold and distant when you were in Israel. And I was like, okay, you're going against my will and permission. And I'm just going to be like cold to you. Like, you're just going to show you, like, you can't have it all. Like, you're going to go and you create a distance in our relationship and you're going to feel that because you made a choice, the wrong choice. And I really wanted to like punish you. And then, like, you left and you went and, like, you texted me from when you landed, and I just all I felt was just, like, so much love, and I was just so happy for you, and I was like, "Alright." I was like, "I guess we're not mad." Like, I just was, like, not angry and not bitter, and I wasn't gonna, like, put on a like, I wasn't, like, gonna stick with the plan. I was just had so much love for you, and I was watching it play out, and I was, like, fascinated, and I was like, that's what I have gratitude for also, is we talk about this stuff. I love learning and, understanding masculine, feminine dynamics. And, we talk about it and we see it play out in our relationship, like in certain ways. But like, I really got to see this play out in like a really like big way, like what that means and safety and masculine and the feminine playing out her role in the masculine. Like, it was like such a like, it was like a movie for myself, like it was like a masterclass I was watching in my own life, and it was such a, like, pleasure to be able to, like, witness and be awake and conscious in real time to what was happening and be like, my mind was being blown as this whole thing was happening, just like, "Oh my god, like, it's real." Like, even though we know like, I was, like, playing it out and I was, like, watching in my system, like, how safe I felt and how much love I have for you. I'm like, "You could never come home." Like, "I don't care." Like, "I hope you're having the best time. I love you." Like, I'm just, like every picture you sent, I'm like, "Oh my god, you belong there. I'm so happy." Like, I was just so and it was so genuine. I'm, like, watching, I'm like, "Wait, but, like, where's that, like, bitch from last week?" Like, she's gone. Like, it was just really, really, really cool to see, um, that, how it works and just like, how we don't really know what we want, and we're all just so attached to, like, familiarity and comfort and, like, sameness and what are you smiling about?
I'm just loving where's that bitch from last week. It's
Well,
working. It's working well for me.
well, actually, as I said that, I was like, I wanted to clarify because I wanted to, like, be like, I really wasn't, like, a bitch, Like, I really wasn't. That was the thing. That was my strategy is I wasn't coming at it with anger or, like, chaos. I was coming at it, like, very grounded and healed and coming and giving you, like, really, like, TED Talks on why you shouldn't go to Israel. Like, I wasn't, like, chaotic. I was, like wasn't didn't bring, like it was very, like, strategically, like, this is why, like, very calm, very loving, like, "Babe, I love you, but, like, this is why you shouldn't go." It wasn't a bitch, actually, like, um, but whatever. Still works.
It really does work.
Anyways, so it's just like a pleasure when you're in the healing space and you're like reading all these things and like practicing stuff and learning and you just like have it play out and you're like, wow, like, it's really just we really are all the same. It's just like plus minus, like all these like energetic things are just like we're in it, you know? And it really works and it's really phenomenal.